So if I had to start over in 2026 with no clients, no reputation, and no audience, there is one AI business I would build. One that doesn't require you to work 60 hours a week, manage a bunch of employees, and have a bunch of clients. You see, after making $350,000 in the last 12 months doing this, I've realized that most people are completely overcomplicating the entire thing. They're trying to offer 10 different services, they're chasing every new AI tool that comes out, and they're building businesses that require them to work 60 hours a week just to keep the lights on. And then they wonder why they're burnt out 6 months in. But the model I'm about to show you is completely different. And if you actually follow the steps, it can realistically get you to 20K a month within the next 30 days. So let me show you exactly what this business is, why it works so well right now, and how you can get building this week. And I'm not going to give it some fancy name like AI growth consultant because you're probably sick of it already.
I'm so sick of these people. You know, oh!
And honestly, the name doesn't matter. What matters is what you actually do for clients. You go into a business, you identify where they're bleeding money, and you install systems to stop that bleeding. That's literally it. And here's why businesses are willing to pay $5,000 to $15,000 for this. It's because you're not selling them your time. You're selling them a result or the system that makes them money or saves them money every single month. And when you frame it that way, the price becomes almost irrelevant because the ROI is so obvious that'd be stupid not to pay it. Now, let me explain why this opportunity exists right now and why it's not going away anytime soon. Every business owner you talk to knows AI exists. They're hearing about it everywhere, it's on the news, it's in their LinkedIn feed, and their competitors are posting about it. They know it could save them money and make them more efficient. But you see, knowing AI exists and knowing how to actually implement it in your business are two completely different things. Think about it. Your local real estate agent knows AI could help them follow up with leads faster. They've heard about voice AI, they've heard about chatbots, but do they know which tool to use? Do they know how to set it up? Or do they have 40 hours to figure it out themselves? Probably not. They have houses to sell. The same goes with dental practices. The dental practice down the street knows AI could help them with appointment booking and reminders. They've seen other practices using it, but they don't have time to research which platform does that or how to integrate it with their existing systems. They have patience to see. The coach or consultant you follow online knows AI could help them create content and generate leads, but they have no idea how to actually make that happen without hiring a full-time team. They have clients to serve. So here's the massive gap. Businesses desperately need AI implementation. The AI tools already exist to solve their problems, but almost nobody is connecting the two. So when you come in, you become the bridge between where the businesses are now and where they want to be. And the thing that's even more exciting is that the demand for this is only growing. AI tools are getting better, and every day more businesses are realizing they need to adopt AI or get left behind. But the number of people who can actually implement these systems, that's barely growing at all. So the gap between demand and supply is getting wider, not smaller, which means if you position yourself as someone who can bridge that gap, you're going to have more opportunities than you know what to do with. Now, let me break down exactly what you're selling so this isn't some abstract concept. You want to find businesses that deal with high volume customer interactions. I'm talking about real estate agencies, dental practices, law firms, consultants, HVAC companies, solar companies, med spas, insurance companies, and basically any business where they're constantly dealing with leads, appointments, and customer questions. Then you identify their expensive problems. And in my experience, it's usually one of three things. Number one is lead qualification and follow-up. This is huge. Most businesses are losing 30 to 40% of their leads because they simply cannot respond fast enough. Someone fills out a form on their website at 9 p.m. and then they don't hear back until the next afternoon. By then, the lead has already talked to 2 competitors and probably hired one of them. So speed to lead is everything. And most businesses are terrible at it because they're relying on humans to manually follow up. And now, number 2 is appointment setting and reminders. Their front desk person is completely overwhelmed. They're answering phones, checking in on people, and trying to schedule appointments all at the same time. People are falling through the cracks. Appointments are getting missed, no-shows are killing their revenue, and nobody has time to send reminder texts to every single person. Number 3 is repetitive customer service inquiries. They're spending hours every single week answering the exact same questions. What are your hours? How much does this cost? Do you offer financing? Where are you located? The same 20 questions over and over again. It's a complete waste of time for highly paid staff members. So you come in and install AI systems that automate these processes. Now, let me walk you through what this actually looks like. For lead qualification and follow-up, you set up an AI voice agent or an SMS bot that connects with every lead within 60 seconds of them filling out a form. The AI then asks qualifying questions, it figures out if they're a good fit and books appointments automatically. Then the business owner wakes up to a full calendar instead of a list of cold leads they need to chase. For appointment scheduling and reminders, you set up a system that handles bookings, confirmation texts, and reminder sequences automatically. And then for customer service, you set up an AI chatbot on their website that answers common questions 24/7 without human interaction. It can handle hundreds of conversations simultaneously, so it frees up time for the staff to focus on things that actually require a human. For content and visibility, you set up systems that create social media posts and email sequences based on the business owner's experiences. So what I like to do here is interview them for 30 minutes, ask them a few questions about the industry, and then the system builds out months of content from that one conversation. Now, let's talk about pricing, because this is where it gets really interesting. For each system you install, you can charge anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 upfront, and then you can charge $1,500 to $3,000 a month to maintain and optimize it. So let's do some simple math. If you install 3 systems for one business, maybe lead follow-up, appointment booking, and a chatbot, that's $15,000 to $30,000 upfront, plus $4,500 to $9,000 per month in recurring revenue from one client. And here's what makes this model so powerful. You only need 4 clients paying $2,500 a month to hit $10,000 per month in recurring revenue. 4 clients, that's it. You don't need to be running some massive operation with 50 clients and a team of 10 people. 4 clients gets you to 6 figures per year. 8 clients gets you to multiple 6 figures. And you can do all of this by yourself without hiring anyone. And this is exactly what we help our clients do inside of AIGC Launch. Instead of figuring all this out yourself through trial and error, we hand you the exact systems, the exact tools, and the exact scripts that took me over 2 years to develop. We show you which AI tools are used to solve which problems, how to actually find businesses that will pay you $5,000 to $15,000, and how to close them without feeling salesy or pushy. So if you want to learn more about that, I broke everything down into a free training that I'll leave in the description below. Now, let me show you why this path is so much faster than what most people are doing. If you start an agency, you need to learn Facebook ads, copywriting, build a portfolio, grind for maybe 2 to 3 years until you finally hit $10,000 per month. And look, that path works. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it doesn't. But besides the fact it's slow and competitive, you're also fighting against thousands of other people who are offering the exact same services. This path with no employees is fundamentally different, because with the traditional agency path, months through 1 to 12 are basically just learning. You're grinding every day trying to get decent at a skill that takes years to truly master. Months 13 through 18, you're building a portfolio. You're working for cheap or even free just to get some testimonials. You're basically paying to work at this point. Months 19 through 24, you're finally trying to figure out sales and outreach and content, trial and error until something eventually works. That's 2 years before you hit $10,000 a month consistently. 2 years. Now, here's what the AI growth consultant path looks like. Weeks 1 and 2, you learn which AI tools solve which specific problems. And I need to be very clear about this, because too many people stay stuck here for way too long. You don't need to master anything, nor do you need to become an AI expert. All you're doing is learning that if a business has this problem, you use this tool to solve it. That's it. It's pattern matching, not expertise. Weeks 3 and 4, you build a demo system that shows exactly how this works. You set up a lead bot or a chat bot, then you test it and figure out how it actually works in practice. This is your proof of concept. This is what you show prospects so they can see the value with their own eyes. Now, weeks 5 through 8, you start having conversations with businesses. You're making them aware of the problems they didn't even know they had. Think of it like planting seeds. You're not explicitly pitching them yet, you're just making it obvious that a solution exists for the pain they're experiencing. Now, weeks 9 through 12, most people following this path sign their first client. Somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 up front, plus a $1,500 to $3,000 monthly retainer. And that's your first real win. That's the proof that this actually works for you specifically. Months 4 through 6, you close 2 to 3 more clients. You duplicate the same systems you've already built. Each one gets easier, each one takes less time, and you can start raising your prices because you have results to point to. By month 3, you'll be at $10,000 per month, and some of my clients have even hit $20,000 with one deal. Then by month 6, you're at $20,000 to $40,000 a month recurring. And I know that sounds almost too good to be true. So let me explain why this is so much faster than the traditional path. First, you're learning tool implementation that takes days instead of trying to master a skill that takes years. You don't need to become a world-class copywriter. You don't need to understand the intricacies of Facebook's algorithm. You just need to know which tool solves which problem and how to set it up. Second, you stop competing on expertise and start competing on outcomes, because businesses don't actually care if you're an AI expert. They don't care how many certifications you have. They don't care how long you've been doing this. All they care about is whether you can solve their problem. And if you can, they'll pay you. It's really that simple. Third, you don't have to build a completely different system for every single client. And this is a huge benefit of AI growth consulting. With traditional services, every client needs custom work. A Facebook ads client needs a completely different campaign than the last one. A copywriting client needs completely different copy. With AI systems, you build the system once and then duplicate it. The lead follow-up system you build for one real estate agent works for basically every real estate agent. You just customize a few details and deploy it again. And that's why this scales so much faster. Now, if this still sounds complicated, let me give you a simple way to think about it. You know how people pay someone to come set up their smart home? They install the Ring doorbell, set up Alexa, and make sure all the lights work together and connect everything to the Wi-Fi and make it all talk to each other. That person didn't invent Ring, nor Alexa, nor the light bulbs, or the Wi-Fi router. All they did was figure out which product solved which problem and learned how to connect them all together. And people pay them thousands of dollars to install something that takes 2 hours, but would have taken the homeowner 2 weeks to figure out on their own. That's exactly what you're doing for businesses with AI, and they will happily pay you thousands of dollars to do it because it saves them way more than that every single month. Now, I'm not just saying all of this because it sounds good. I have proof that this actually works. One of my students, Luke, got his first $12,000 deal within 2 weeks of starting. Plus, the same client paid a $5,000 monthly retainer on top of that. And he had zero AI experience before joining. Billy went from struggling to close $1,500 a month retainers to landing a $20,000 project in just a few weeks. Steven went from charging $99 per week to closing a $9,500 deal in 6 weeks. And for me personally, I've made over $350,000 in the last 12 months doing this exact thing. And I'm not saying this to flex, but to prove to you this is what's actually working in the real world right now. Now, if you're watching this and thinking you want to actually do this, let me tell you what I would do if I were in your shoes. I wouldn't just watch this video and then go back to whatever it is you were doing before, because information without action is just entertainment. And I'd hate for you to be someone who watched this whole thing and did nothing with it. So that's why I put together a step-by-step breakdown of everything I just talked about. The exact AI tools you need to install, how to find businesses that will actually pay you $5,000 to $15,000 for this, how to package your offer so it's a no-brainer for them to say yes, and how to fulfill it without needing a tech degree or any prior AI experience. It's the same blueprint I used to make $350,000 in the last 12 months. And it's the same blueprint my students like Luke and Billy and Steven used to close their first $10,000 to $20,000 deals within weeks of starting. I made it stupid cheap because I want people to actually go through it and get results instead of sitting on a shelf like most courses people buy. So if you want the full breakdown, I'll leave a link in the description below. Go check it out and I'll see you on the other side.